Hey guys, I'm Raphael. I'm a close friend of Robert and also a developer. And we are here today to make a little video about the GeckoWiper. So, guys, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Raphael. Actually, I'm Robert. Nice to meet you. Also, nice to get to know also you, even though virtually. But I invented the GeckoWiper. I'm passionate an engineer. I like to develop things. I like to get things working and actually get it into the product. And I hope you really enjoy the current actually outreach and the current campaign. And yeah, let's see more. And I want to hand over to Romana.
Hello, I'm Romana. I'm Robert's wife, and I have closely followed the whole development process. And I was also one of the first persons to test the GeckoWiper, so I can give you some insights about that as well.
You actually watched the whole development process of the GeckoWiper. And what are biggest milestones like you could observe?
Yes, I think one of the really biggest milestones, in my view, was when Robert found out or evaluated that the dual safety system in attachment is best. So the magnet plus the vacuum system, and it comes with a tool-free mounting. So this is the second really big thing about it, I think, which makes it for a non-engineer like me also easy to attach.
Yeah, and actually, you see it here right now a little bit in the background. I mean, you see, we tested like initially pure magnet systems, and we saw if you just use pure magnet systems, you need huge forces, and with these comes danger. So we decided, okay, what else can we do? So we looked for vacuum systems, and for vacuum systems, there a lot of force is generated, which is good, but it can also leak air, and then you have problems of detachment. And so as a result, we were thinking we need sort of a system which is a combination of both, and has even like a redundancy of fixation. And with this combination, actually, of magnet and vacuum, we found a very well working system, and we have a safety backup with this. And yeah, that's how it sort of developed. You see here a little bit in the background, we tried different magnet systems, different magnet sizes, different magnet configurations, and for the vacuum pad the same. And at the end, it is a fully custom made system for this specific application.
So, Romana, what would you say are Robert's main characteristics as an engineer and an inventor?
Yes, I think Robert has, of course, many skills, but I think he has a very creative mind, and he's also always cross-thinking, which is very helpful. And one of his biggest strengths probably is his perseverance. So even if there were setbacks, and there were setbacks, if you develop something completely new, he took it always as a challenge. And I think, yeah, his idea is that one setback takes you one step closer to the final solution.
So, what was like the biggest setback, or were there like a moment where you said, "Oh no, this this sucked pretty much"?
I mean, at the end, it's not like 3 years of development. And these 3 years, I mean, one of the initial things was, I mean, you have different seasons, and in Switzerland we have seasons coming from in the summertime. You can have easily like 35 degrees ambient, so on the window you get up to like even like 50, 55 degrees Celsius. And in the winter you have snow. I mean, I've also posted one video where you see like you have really like what's sort of 40 centimeter snow on the rear window. And also, when these seasons came, you sort of saw like, oh no, now you have like some things sort of stopped working, and then you think about why are they stopping, and then you evaluate because you have several system components, and you figure out actually how to make them actually working. And for that, actually, we had a funny story happening.
Yeah, a very funny story comes to our minds actually. I was looking into our freezer one day, and I wanted to take out some food, and I discovered like battery packs and the motor and the whole system actually. And I was asking Robert, hey, but what are you doing? Like, what are you testing there? And he was saying, no, I have to find out, like, with minus 20 degrees Celsius, what happens with our motor, and does it still work? And so that was very funny. And I think that makes the life really funny living with an engineer, that you discover certain things for testing, like in your house.
And I have to say, I mean, this comes also, I was previously also working in smaller companies and so on. And there was always the thing, like, you have to find a solution with limited amount of time, with limited amount of capabilities. You can make a full test campaign, of course. But I mean, if you have not selected the right components yet, it doesn't even make sense. So like for initial tests like these, let's say household ideas are perfect. And you see very quickly, okay, this is not working. What can I change? And we have also some 3D printers downstairs. So we were very quickly to iterate shapes, to iterate then also different, of course, electronics which were in place. Also, this whole waterproofing topic was something which took some time, and as a result, these years of development to say, now we proved it, not on paper, it works.
Yeah. So this clearly shows that there was a lot of work involved in testing and developing the system. So like Robert, what out of user perspective, what was the most important thing or the most important requirements you were looking for?
Yeah, this is a good question, because as an engineer, you always think, I can make it this way, and I understand how it works. You know, I will exactly do it this way and it will work. But then if you roll it out to like a random person, even like globally, you have to think about how do you make it as easy as possible and as reliable as possible. And this step is like one of the major ones. And we developed in specific to have it tool free. So we wanted to avoid any Allen key, no screw, nothing to use. We have really like a hand mounting system. Everyone can do it. In the user manual, you have later like introduction videos where you see how to apply it and so on. But basically, for example, we have some reviewers. You see it also in the list of videos who mounted it without really knowing how to do it. He just mounted it and it worked. And that was the idea, to develop something for the global community having this specific issue of a missing system.
So let's jump to an FAQ from social media. Like there were some questions from customers or buyers incoming. So Robert, there's a question from the buyer Hunter. What about the mounting position on top below the IONIQ 5 spoiler?
Yeah, that's actually a good question, because initially when the first, let's say, half year, when we sort of tried different design locations on the IONIQ and also wiping angle, geometry, everything, we even had like a parallel wiping idea and so on, like from ships and so on. We were like testing things out, and below the spoiler was one topic, because optically you might think when you look from the backside towards the car, you don't see it then so much because it disappears behind the spoiler. Yes, this might be the case, but you as a car owner and driver, when you sit inside, you have actually a huge blockage area. You see then in your vision of your same eye height, let's say, if you have the plane of your eyes, you see very well the system in your place. And if you mount it at the lower side, so like upwards with the system at the lower side of the window, the vision actually for you as driver, which is important at the end, is basically very limited blocked, and often like even like the headrests are optically covering it. So in a way, this was also from the mounting technique, and also I mean 90% of the cars have the system in a way below mounted and wiping, also because the water tends, of course, to want to flow down. So if you sort of wipe in the other way, like wiping up, you have the problem that at the end position the water will fall down, and you have again water on the window. So that's why this is, I think, the best solution, and we decided to freeze that.
Okay. So it's like better for the visibility actually if it's mounted below.
It is practical testing. At the end, what counted at the end and what was key, really, we tested it, we tried it, we tried to get it working as good as possible with the best vision available as possible.
Yeah. Okay. So, and there's also another question from Ono, and like he asked, that's for the wiping modes. Why isn't there a continuous mode?
Yeah.
Like for continuous wiping?
Yeah, it's actually funny because we were also over the 3 years, we were checking on the motorway, what are the patterns of the users driving in rainy conditions. And we saw that actually most of the people actually use it only as a one-off system. So they wipe when they want to make they want to take over, they want to change lane, they want to look in the background, they basically switch on, have vision, go out, and then they switch, and then it switches off again. Some people do like this continuous wiping, but for this specific product, I mean, this product based on a battery system. And this is also the unique system in a way because it's easy to mount. You don't have to cable it up. You don't have to route cables. It has a benefit of this battery system. But this battery system has, of course, limited capacity. So we wanted to have a system which makes most of these wipes. And basically now from 3 years of experience, we can say when we have it in this way, so we activate it, you see it right now, actually, again, I sort of press the key, it wipes one time, then there's a small pause to give sort of water time to go left and right, and now it switches off. And with this switch off now, you really contain battery for a very long time, and we are running it several months without charging it. And that's sort of the beauty. If you want to have this continuous, this is not part of this idea, and this is it bursts the idea of the battery powered system. And then you would need to be more bulky, cable and so on. So I think for us this is a good solution.
Yeah. So Romano already talked about it. There's also this dual safety system. Could you talk about more?
Yeah, so this dual safety system, I mean, the basic idea of it is that you sort of initially you want to mount it with the vacuum system. So you have your vacuum pad, which you sort of you attach to your main surface, and you can pump it on it. So it also doesn't fall down as a result. But now the next step is to have it really secure in a double safety. What you do, you take then your magnetic system, and you see this magnetic system is not just a knob. It has like air inside, so have like a compression safety. So in a way, when you attach it to the glass, it does it very slowly. And so at the end, actually, you see it here now, right now. You take it here, and then you attach it, and then it is sort of fixed.
For the wiper blades, it's also possible to like switch it up with an OEM part.
Yes, so basically, I mean, we can. This wiper system itself is I mean, the arm itself is a normal arm, an OEM arm. You can just release it, and it gives away, and you can take whatever you want on it. That's no problem. I mean, for the IONIQ 5, we specifically tested different ones, and we tried to select one which is sort of size-wise and performance-wise bestly working. But if in future you want to replace it or so on, that's no problem. In the user manual, you will have the replacement part number, and you can go to any store sort of to get it as a replacement.
Okay. So and for other cars, I see there are a lot of EVs like the Tesla Y, the Model 3, the I-Pace. Is it planned to also roll out this product for other cars and manufacturers?
Yeah, I mean, it is planned for sure. We wanted to check it out. I mean, we started with the IONIQ 5 because mainly it was also simplicity. We had this car, we could use it, we could test it every day. We had also colleagues who had also the IONIQ 5, so we said we do it now for this one, getting it working. And already this took some time. We want to do it for the other cars as well. We are looking for Tesla X, Tesla Y, Tesla 3, Polestar, Genesis, GV60, Kia, EV6. So a lot of, let's say new electric cars, they often don't have it. Depending on the car, you might need a different attachment method. You have to check it. And for this checking, you need time. And this checking is not just you mount it and then you say, oh, it fits, it's fine. We want to really prove it that it works. So we also go then to motorways. We go to a racetrack actually, and we want to go with like 200 kilometers plus We want to check it. I mean, with the IONIQ, we went on the German motorway at 195 kilometers an hour, and it works and it's okay. But we also want to check that for each other car because it is a safety thing as well. We don't want anything. So as a result, this takes a bit of time, and that's why for the Kickstarter in specific, we focus on IONIQ 5.
Out of the buyer's perspective, what will happen now after the launch of the Kickstarter campaign?
Yeah, a lot of things are happening in the background. I mean, we're having, of course, in the background like a full set of supply chain. This is also why it took a lot of time because I wanted to have for the Kickstarter already all in place. So we have now a supply chain to activate. We have to buy molds, and so these things have to be set up. Then, of course, quality has to be checked. So the molds will be manufactured, then parts are coming out. These parts have to be pre-checked, have to be mounted. So a lot of like at the assembly process as well, you have to, have specific torques to apply for mounting. You have a procedure which I made to ensure that the mounting will be of quality as repeatable as possible to avoid like outliers in a way. And I sort of try to follow up each individual one that we can mass roll out something which is in a quality which I personally can also really sign. And for this is the portion which is now coming up.
Yeah, so quality was a really important requirement for everything.
Specifically for a mass rolled product.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you very much for all the good support and the feedback we got.
Amazing. I mean, the FAQs we got from you, everything the initial purchases you did to actually to get over this limit of initial funding aim, which we really needed to get the molds at the end. This really helps us, and we want to thank you and the full community actually to supporting this project, and we're looking forward to work with you together.
So thank you guys for being with us, and you could also inform yourself on the social media channels of Robert. They are linked on the Kickstarter page and on GeckoWiper.com. So thank you for being with us, guys, and see you.
Goodbye. Goodbye.